Welcome back, noobs. First off, a happy 4th of July and America's 250th birthday. Let freedom ring all over your face. Okay, I may have gone a little far with that one. Now, this intro might be a bit, so bear with me. Today is going to be a short video, and I'm stepping into a niche of gaming. Sort of. I want to give some of the community the opportunity to do some of the things that I enjoy the most about some of the games that I play. I love building firearms, from pistols to shotties to ARs, even more. As anyone who builds, tweaks, or modifies firearms knows, it's extremely expensive and can get very costly. Probably cost you an arm and a leg and a small fortune. So for those of us that don't have Demolition Ranch or Grand Thumb money, we have games that allow us to modify firearms in the virtual world and test them out. Now, some of these games do not accurately portray ballistics, but they come close enough and it's enjoyable. So let's dig into gun. The gamer's fix to weaponology. In this video, I will avoid the following games: Arma, Bellum, Squad, Escape from Tarkov, Gray Zone Warfare, Incursion Red River, and Road to Vostok. So if you were looking for those to be on this list, and they should be, well, there they are in the intro. The reason I avoided these is that they are already known for this capability, and I wanted to highlight some of the others. Before I get into this video, I want to address some responses that I've received over time. I do have a big picture mentality. It stems from being a senior ops NCO for Davardi. For the uninitiated, that would be a brigade-size element for a division, specifically the fires of a division echelon. I tend to approach issues this way to avoid the traps and tropes that usually end up on the line with the thinking of a 5 to 25 meter target. I concern myself with the 100 to 200 meter targets. Not that I avoid the closer targets, it's just that I was in a position that the long-range targets were more of a concern for plans. I served in the position of Operations Sergeant Major, Senior Ops NCO, Battery First Sergeant, and then the S2 Senior Fire Control and Targeting NCO, before retiring from active duty. So that is why I approach problems this way. All of those words just to say Senior NCO in various positions. Long-winded asshole. Like, share, and even comment long-winded asshole down below. On to the abbreviated video. Reality versus virtual. Short of going to Sonoran Desert Institute, and they're not a sponsor, I'm way too small for that, you can try your hand at weaponology in the virtual realm. That being said, a few games are very accurate on the gun building and modification systems they offer. Games like Operator and Ready or Not. They get the weapons pretty much dead accurate. Now, nothing will replace the real world when it comes to modifications, and you can get really creative. So creative, in fact, that your build can end up on the gun curse memes of Reddit or Instagram, or even get featured on AK Guy's channel. Newer games like Into the Radius 2 and Zona Origin, Awakening of the Zone, use VR technology and have some impressive looking gun modding for a VR set. I don't have VR and won't ever get one, so I'll have to defer to user reports, gamer reviews, and game devs on those, and I won't cover them here because I don't have any first-hand knowledge. Games that you should look into for that fix on the gun building and modding. It's the addiction you need to feed, and I'm only covering two less used and played games as a highlight here. Operator. Operator is a tactical shooter with milsim sprinkled in nicely. The weapon building in this game is open just as soon as the download completes. It boasts 13 handguns, 5 SMGs, 9 AR platforms, 2 LMGs, 5 rifles, and 10 special weapons, comprising of grenades and so on. It may be the smallest weapons list of the games I mentioned, and playing the game requires a ladder for the learning curve. It has a solo development team of one person, Vector Interactive, and the graphics are in dire need of attention. But like I said, it's a solo project and it's in good state considering. The menu takes some learning to navigate, and if you've watched the show Seals, the team room will look very familiar. I believe that might be intentional. All this doesn't take away from the fact that the gun building and modification system is spot on, and you can adjust the range of depth on attachments. They're not just plug and play. You can adjust eye relief and placement of the forward grip like the AFG or your PEC 15 if you choose to use any. It's probably one of the better games when it comes to actual military used equipment. So if it's worth time and money to you, jump into it. Ready or Not. It's another tactical shooter, but this one focuses on team tactics in the Leo world. Definitely has that Asian feel to it too, as the voices in the game seem a little off. They sound like the same voices in Delta Force. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm not hating it, I'm just pointing it out. This game has 12 handguns, 9 SMGs, 4 PDWs, so that's 13 total there, 11 AR platforms, 0 LMGs. It's a tactical shooter focusing on Leos, and I'm not aware of any Leos using LMG platforms. So, yeah. 6 rifles, 5 shotguns, 2 launchers, the M32 Alpha 1 with gas or flashbangs. No HE. Again, Leos, man. And 3 less than lethal options to choose from. The learning curve in this game is steep, but not as steep as Operator. It's more similar to Tarkov, if I'm being honest. And better played as a group than solo, but it does have a unique solo playstyle. Just make sure to watch your team members, as this game incorporates the mental side of operating with PTSD and so on. Now, I'm not a fan of that in any part of any game, but it makes you think of your people, so I kind of get it. The gun building is immediately open just like an Operator. The modifications of weapons is not as technical as Operator, but you can get that fix in here with some good old building mechanics and gunplay and the range or their version of a shoot house. So if the Leo world is more akin to what you like than the military, then this one's right up your alley. Now I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. What I wanted to do is keep this one short. And there are some other gun customization games out there in just about every genre of the FPS world, from arcade to extraction to milsim, tactical, and all the rest. I wanted to highlight the ones that I actually have put some time in on, and although they are either in early access or just unpolished, it doesn't mean that they don't deserve some play. Not that I'm telling you to buy a game. If it's not your jam, then just don't buy them. What I am saying is if gun is your thing, then these games might scratch that itch. In defense of Operator, it's a single person developing this game, so, there's that. As for the community following this channel, I appreciate the support, the comments, the subs, the likes, and believe it or not, the dislikes. But if you do dislike it, which it is your right to do so, do me a solid and tell me why so I can adjust fire and walk onto the target. It helps me develop a plan going forward, and it's very appreciated, believe it or not. Again, happy 4th of July, America's independence, and the 250th birthday. Go Team USA. All right, noobs, what time is it? Well, this time it's time for a safety brief. So don't blow your fingers off and burn your neighborhood down playing with fire like a paroled arsonist. Fucking noobs. All right, man, be good or be good at it. I'm out.